Hello there, welcome to Yes Yoga Stories, and I'm Trupti. So, in today's episode, I'm going to talk about what I generally do before having my meal, before having my dinner. So, you must have seen, or if you haven't seen, I'll just put them in the description box. I just made the dosa and two vegetables and the green chutney. So, here's my food. It looks like this. So, this is the millet dosa, the finger millet dosa, some carrot vegetable, and some ashgourd and courgettes or zucchini vegetable, and the green coriander and mint chutney to go along with this. So now before eating, I generally pray. So you hold your hands in, as they say in the West, namaste, but it's the Anjali mudra. Anjali is this mudra. Um, and then the traditionally, if you have no time, you can just say Annapurna Devi Namostute. That's in India, like the Japanese say itadakimasu. Or my kids also used to sing this German prayer, which I really used to like when they were in the Waldorf kindergarten. And yeah, so they used to sing this, dies uns dies gebracht, die uns dies gebracht, Sonne, die es reif gemacht, liebe Sonne, liebe Erde, euer werdet uns nie vergessen werde, something like that. So it's like thanking the earth, thanking the sun for doing all the work. And actually it's very nice because it makes me think of the whole process, and I really think of the entire process uh, for getting this dinner on the table. Yeah, so it comes right from the earth, obviously, because the earth is giving us all these things. I mean, all the raw materials to produce, to prepare your food, and the sun and the rain, which also does all this. But we should not be forgetting the insects, because without the insects, like the bees and even the birds and everyone who's like, they are all doing the pollination. So without cross pollination, there would be no food. Pollination is very important. So even wind is important, because wind is one of the main important sources of pollination. So that's again your process management. It's not just doing processes in your office, but you can also think about the entire supply chain. So here it's your supply chain, your food that's coming on your plate. Also, when I cook, I always cook when I'm in a good mood. So if I'm very tired or something, I just don't cook. And generally, if I'm tired, I would just make like a very like broth, like water. I would just boil water with some vegetables, or just some. You can buy this Gemüsebrühe, it's called in Germany, which is like vegetable broth powder in the organic shop. So I just add and put some hot water, and I don't really bother to cook an elaborate meal like today. So in Ayurveda also it's said when you're very tired, you should actually give your stomach a break, because you should be eating when you're very hungry, and you should be eating only one third. So you leave your one third of your stomach, you leave empty, so that there is enough air and enough moisture in your stomach, so all the juices, so that they help digestion. So for good digestion, it's best that you leave one third of your stomach empty. Traditionally in India, we say that it's like you eat maximum two, whatever fits in your hand. So that's like what you should be eating. My hands are really small, so this should be enough, right? Um, yes, and it's not good to indulge all the time. Once in a while, it's okay if there's a party or something, but not all the time. Now I'll be just reciting a prayer that I learned when I was a kid, as I told you in one of my other episodes as well, that I used to go to something called spiritual classes called Bal Vikas, which was like in the vicinity. So as kids, we used to go there, and there we learned this prayer, which we all recited. It's called Brahmārpañam. So I'll just recite it for you. It goes like that. Brahmārpañam Brahma Havir, Brahmāgnau Brahmañāhutaṃ, Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam, BrahmakarmāSamādhinah. So it means the act of offering is God. The oblation is God. By God, it is offered into the fire of God. God is that which is to be attained by Him who performs action pertaining to God. So basically, it's like when you eat food, food becomes a part of you, so it becomes you. So that's the whole thing. So yes, so I think that should be enough. So when you eat, also see that you're always in a good mood. And whenever I cook, it's almost like an agnihotra ceremony. It's like I'm always thinking of all my loving people, of God, the whole process chain. So also think about the people who are delivering you the food. So for example, the truck drivers, the lorry drivers, or the ships, or even the airplanes, whatever. I mean, the cargo everywhere, because some of the products like peppercorns, I mean, peppers don't grow in Germany, so they all have to come. Most of the spices, for example, they come from India or Indonesia or Africa or wherever. So grateful to all the farmers who've done all the hard work despite the sun and, scorching sun. Especially in here in Germany, it's really funny because as soon as it's like 35 or 36 degrees, they have Schulfrei. And I used to think, Schulfrei, I mean, then I could have had Schulfrei for most of the year, isn't it? In Bombay, it used to get quite hot for quite a few months. So we could always have Schulfrei, which would mean school free, no school at all. And what about the farmers? I mean, they're like all the time in the scorching heat, doing all this for us, preparing all the food. And with all the climate change, it's becoming worse and worse and tougher and tougher. Now, regarding sustainability, as I said, finger millet, all millets are really one of the most sustainable produce, because millets can be grown anywhere. In Germany, also you have the Hirse, Sorte, I mean, variation types of Hirse, which is millets. And they have lately also started growing quinoa in Germany or in Austria, for example. And also amaranth has been growing in these places, in Austria and Germany. The worst is it's a bit weird because these things that are grown in Germany are more expensive than those imported from South America or from India or from Africa. So it's a bit weird. Why should it be more expensive? Because yeah, you have the whole transport, but maybe because labor there is cheaper than labor here. But yeah, so that's what. And as well as millets don't need much water, so irrigation, and they're quite hardy. So it really doesn't matter how the earth is. It grows well in drier places like the Deccan Plateau in India and Andhra Pradesh and all these places where they have a lot of water shortage. Millets grow really well. So millets are tough plants, and they also make you strong. So stay strong, stay healthy, and see you again. And if you like these episodes, then please like them and write everything in your comment box. What did you eat? What is the way you eat? What do you think about sustainability when it comes to eating? And all kinds of things that you would like to discuss. You can try out these recipes and tell me how it turned out. I would be very interested in knowing how things are developing, or what prayers you say in your countries before eating, and you serve your food to God, or at least do this sort of a little ritual and be grateful to all that you have. Yeah, so all these things would be quite interesting. And see you soon, and like and subscribe. Bye bye.